Hey, hello, hi everyone, it's Vanessa here. If you're returning to my channel, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around, and if you are new, a big warm welcome to you. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a video that has been a long time coming. I am going to be reviewing my t:slim X2 Insulin Pump. So I have been on my insulin pump since about January of this year, so it's been about 8 months or so, 7-8 months. And it's been a learning process, but nonetheless, this video I am going to be listing off a set of pros and cons about this insulin pump and what I think, and I will be sharing my personal opinions and thoughts. So starting off with the pros, I think one thing that I really love about the t:slim X2 is that it carries 300 units of insulin. So my old pump, which was an Animas 5, that only carried about 200 units of insulin, so that would last me around 3-4 days, depending on how much I'm eating, how much insulin I'm distributing. With the 300 units, this has been lasting me anywhere between 5 to 7 days, which is great because it means it's less frequent cartridge changes, so my insulin lasts longer. I'm not constantly getting alerts from my pump that I have low insulin, so it just lasts a lot longer and it's a lot more convenient. Pro number 2, the touchscreen. So the t:slim X2 has a touchscreen on it, which makes things just go by so much quicker and so much easier when I'm bolusing. So instead of having to scroll through until I reach, let's say, 50 grams of carbs, or bringing the blood glucose up to like 140 or something, it takes 2 seconds now with the touchscreen keypad versus a scrolling pump like the Animas, and I think Medtronic pumps are scrolling. So it's just a lot quicker and a lot more convenient. Pro number 3, it's the pump that gets updated, not outdated. So with a lot of insulin pumps, when you get them, what you get at the time that you receive it is what you're gonna end with by the time your warranty is up. I'm pretty sure it's standard for pump warranties to last 4 years, so you're gonna be stuck with the same pump for 4 years. So the great thing is that with Tandem, as they get updates for their insulin pumps, you can update your pump, so you're not going to be sticking around with the same outdated pump for 4 years. And a great example would be that they got approved by the FDA to integrate the Dexcom G6 into the t:slim X2 insulin pump. So sometime in August, we're going to be getting an update that will now allow the use of the G6 on the insulin pump and not just the G5. Now for me, that's very, very convenient because I definitely like staying up to date on everything. So that would really suck if I couldn't get the G6 integration and I had to wait 4 years to be able to get that on my pump. And 4 years from now, God knows what other updates they're going to have, what other additions they're able to integrate into the insulin pump. So I think that the fact that I can update this pump as the updates get released and approved by the FDA, that's amazing, and I love it. Pro number 4, the small size. This pump is so much smaller than most insulin pumps out on the market right now. Yes, there's the Omnipod, but that's quite literally a big pod that's just sticking on the back of your arm or on your lower back, and that's not comfortable for me. It just would make me feel very uncomfortable, like with my clothing. I would just feel like I'm always going to be hitting it, always scared that I'm going to rip it off. It's just not something that I would want. My Animas pump was also a little bit on the bulky side, and it had a weird curve on the back, and it was a great pump. I loved it, but that was just something that I was never truly a fan of with that pump. So with the t:slim X2, it's literally just a small square. The only protrusion on it is really the clip on the back, and that's about it. This pump is so easy for me to wear, and I never realized that I have it. For the way that I dress, most people never realize that I have my pump on me, or if they see it, they assume that it's like a phone or an iPod or something. iPods, yeah, that's people still use iPods. They're not outdated. I still have my iPod, so all you people who say, oh, why do you have an iPod? They're great, alright? But yeah, so with the t:slim X2, it's really easy for me to just integrate it into my daily lifestyle. It's just gotten to the point where it's no longer something that I really have on the top of my head. Like, I'm not worried about oh, is my pump showing? And to be honest, I don't care if my pump is showing or not. I am very open with my diabetes and I am very comfortable with it. So when people see it, I love explaining what it is. but I like that if I want to be discreet about it, I can be. Another pro, this insulin pump doesn't have a battery that you have to change every couple months. It's rechargeable. So the battery lasts about 7 days when you don't have the Dexcom active on it. If you do have the Dexcom active on it, it's about 5 days. So yes, you do have to remember to charge it, but for me it's not really a problem because I can just hook it up when I'm doing work on my computer, or if I'm in the car with my parents and we're going on a long trip, or even just going to the mall, I'll just plug my pump in right then and there and it'll charge while we're doing whatever. So it's never really an inconvenience. And it's a port that's very universal. So it's like, it's hard for me to be somewhere and not find the charge that I need. Guys, another pro that's really great about the t:slim X2 is the Dexcom integration. I don't have to worry about carrying around an extra device with me just so that I can get my Dexcom reading. It's right there on my pump. All I have to do is click that little button to look at the screen, and that's it. No extra devices, no extra like having to worry about, oh my god, did I bring my receiver from my Dexcom? No, it's all right in one place, and it's great. It's so convenient. So now on to the cons. Starting off with my last pro, the rechargeability. I can see where for a lot of people it can be easy to forget to have to charge up their pump. So I can see a lot of people like going out on trips and stuff and then realizing, oh my god, I forgot to charge my pump, like what if it dies? So yeah, that is a negative, but like I did say before, it's a pretty universal charging port. So even if you, let's say you go on vacation and you do forget to bring a charger for it, you can easily just pop over to a convenience store and just find a charger for it. So it's not that big of a setback, but I can see where it would be a problem for a lot of people who might be forgetful, or for kids that might be using the pump. Con number 2, the glass touchscreen. Glass can be a bit of a hassle. You do have to be a little bit careful just so that you don't shatter your pump. I am very careful with all of my devices. The great thing about the t:slim is that it already comes with a bit of a screen protector on it. So right out of the box, you're not directly touching like the screen itself, you are touching a screen protector. I, granted, do have a little scratch on my pump. I don't know when that happened, I don't know how, but my pump's been fine other than that. It's just, you do have to be careful with touch screens because some do have a tendency to break very easily or just get scratched up. So just be careful about that and be mindful of that. Con number 4, the loading process. Dear God, this is probably the thing that I dislike the most about this insulin pump. Yes, it's great that it carries 300 units of insulin, but the loading process for this is not fun. So with the t:slim X2, their cartridges are not the standard little syringe. It's a bag inside of a plastic black compartment. So you are basically filling up that little plastic bag. But the process takes literally about, me now having experience with it, it takes me about 5 to 10 minutes to do it, whereas before with my Animas pump, it took me less than like maybe 2-3 minutes to change my cartridge. So it is more annoying because you do have to deal with taking the air bubbles out of the new cartridge, filling up the syringe, pushing it. It's not fun. I don't know why it takes so long to do it, but it is a more lengthy cartridge change process, so that is definitely like my biggest problem with this pump, because it can be inconvenient. So just the changing of the cartridge, it's just a bit inconvenient with how long it really takes me to change it, because you would not think that it would take that long to change an insulin cartridge. And last off, here's something that's a little bit of a mutual ground, so it can be good, can be bad, depending on how you look at it. It's the alerts on the pump. So the alerts on this insulin pump are very, very loud, which is great because for me, I'll have my pump go off in the middle of the night, sometimes because it'll hit 20% battery, or because it'll hit 20 units overnight while I'm sleeping, and it wakes me up immediately, which is great because that means I'm not going to miss any of those important alerts. But if I'm in a lecture hall, or if I am doing my clinicals at the hospital, the last thing I want is to just hear that blaring alarm while I'm doing something that really does not need that disruption. But it is great just because like it will alert me if I'm awake, or even if I'm out and doing something, like I'm walking around the mall, or like I'm listening to music or something. Like I know I'm gonna hear and feel those alarms. So it really is either a pro or a con depending on how you look at it. My overall review, my opinion, how I see the t:slim X2 insulin pump. So my overall consensus and review for the t:slim X2. This little pump right here, this little thing sitting in my hand, I love it. The t:slim X2 is just so well suited to my lifestyle, and looking at the t:slim X2 compared to all the other insulin pumps that are out and available on the market to me right now, this was definitely the best decision for me to make for myself. It's very sleek, it's small, it's discreet. The cartridge size is so convenient for me. I'm not having to constantly be like, oh, is my insulin pump full? Like, do I have enough insulin to like go to my aunt's house this weekend? Like, do I have to take an extra bottle of insulin with me? Granted, I do like to do that sometimes when I'm going, like, let's say to my sister's or my aunt's or something, just because it's better to be safe than sorry. But it's just such a great pump. And the alerts are great because they'll let me know if something is up with like the Dexcom or like the pump itself. The Dexcom integration into it is amazing. I love the Dexcom integration. I love being able to use it. I love not having to carry around an extra device with me. Granted, yes, it is annoying when I do have to change the cartridge because it is a little bit of a process. Yes, it's kind of embarrassing having those alarms going off when I'm in lecture. Yes, the glass screen is something that I have to be a little bit more careful with, but those are trade-offs and things that I am more than willing to put up with to have this great pump. I really do love this insulin pump. I hope that this review has been helpful for anybody who decided to watch this video. I hope that this may help you in making your decision for a new insulin pump if that is what you are looking into, if you are trying to decide that this is the pump for you. I really do hope this video has helped. If you have any more questions that you would like me to answer about the t:slim X2, please go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I promise I will respond. I love responding to comments. I get comments from parents saying how much my videos have been helpful to them and their children, and guys, that just makes my heart so happy, because that is why I make these videos. It is to help you guys and to really be able to give that extra mind, I guess, like that extra little bit of contribution, something that may give you some peace of mind. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you do. Please share it with anybody who you think that this video might help. I will be releasing more videos in the future related to my pump. I will definitely be doing videos once I can get the Dexcom G6 update on my pump, which I am so excited for. I cannot tell you. I am so looking forward to that. And you should be too if you are thinking about getting the t:slim X2, because the Dexcom G6 just honestly seems so great. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!